Hey guys, this is Deborah from the Crafty Burner, and welcome to my very first video on YouTube. I think today I'm just gonna do a little whip and chat and tell you a little bit about myself and how I got into diamond painting. But first, let's do a little housekeeping so I can tell you what I'm working on. This is a full round 210 by 80 centimeters diamond painting by Meian Official Store. It's poured glue, and it's a picture of the Great Wall of China. See if I can get you a good look of it here with my key. Here's what it looks like here. I bought this over a year ago on March 2019, but you know, they probably still have it. It looks like pretty standard man like fare, so you know, I'm gonna look for it. If it's still there, I'll link in the description box below. My diamond painting pen is from Lays and Lathe. He's on Facebook, and it's a diamond cast. I think it's called, I think the blank is called Metallurgy. Isn't it pretty? I really like it. He's one of my favorite turners. I'll link his Facebook page below too. So these are the things I'm working with. And let's get started. Okay, so I've had an Instagram with the name Crafty Burner for about 10 months now. And I've called it Crafty Burner because Bernese Mountain Dogs are my absolute favorite breed of dogs. And if you don't know what Bernese Mountain Dogs look like, if you ever need some cheering up, or if you ever need to look at cute pictures of anything, just Google Bernese Mountain Dog puppies, and I swear they are the cutest puppies in the world. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. They are just super cute. And some people mistake them for like the dog from Beethoven, but those dogs are St. Bernards. These dogs are like way cuter. And I have one. I finally got myself a Bernese Mountain Dog. His name is Maui. I named him after one of my favorite places in the world, which is an island in Hawaii. And so, yep, I got one of my favorite dogs in the world, and I named him after one of my favorite places in the world. And you'll be seeing a lot of them in future videos, but he's not here now. He's actually living his best life in Colorado at the moment. And I'll explain that in a little bit. I am a stay-at-home mom living in Dallas. Been married for 15 years, and we have a son who has just turned 13, and he is actually a pretty great kid. You know, we've been really lucky with him. He's really good, and you know, handling the quarantine really well. Online schooling was a little tough, I won't lie, but I think it was tough for everyone. But you know, I mean, all in all, he's a good kid, doesn't give us a lot of trouble, and you know, we're good. So for the most part, spent a lot of time in Dallas. But if you know anything about Texas, living in Texas in the summer is like living on the surface of the sun. So in the summers, we actually have a place in Colorado that we go to. And that's where we actually spend a lot of our time in the summer. And that's where my family is now, including my dog Maui. I'm just here in Dallas for the week for some doctor's appointments that I had scheduled way before that I didn't want to move. So I'm just here for the week, but I am actually flying back to Colorado tomorrow. And yeah, I actually flew during this pandemic, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was okay. Most people, or actually everyone wore their masks. My flight out here wasn't that full. I actually had a whole road to myself, which was nice. Can't remember the last time I had a whole road to myself. Stayed in my seat the whole flight. Didn't get up until it was time to get off the plane, and it's just really easy and uneventful, and yeah. And have basically stayed at home and only went out when I needed to, and yeah, just kind of ready to go back to Colorado where it's less people and not as crowded, and yeah. But that's, you know, that's about my week so far. But you know what? I got a funny story about Dallas for you guys. A few years ago, my husband had to go into the office in downtown Dallas. We live about 30 minutes away from downtown Dallas. So we don't go down there very often. But one day my husband had to do a couple of things at the office. And he asked me if I wanted to go down there with him and then have lunch down there. There's some really nice restaurants down there. And I was like, sure, you know what, why not? So we go down there, and you know, clearly I had some hours to kill. And my husband's like, well, you know, why don't you check out the Neiman Marcus that's right downtown? You know, it should be a cool place. And you know, it's their very first one. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I will. That should be cool. And if if you don't know about Neiman Marcus, let me give you a little background on them. Neiman Marcus is this luxury department store that started in Dallas in like 1905 or something like that. There's like a big history. And they're the ones, I don't even know if they still do it, but they are the ones who every Christmas they do this fantasy Christmas catalog that they send out, and it's like, you know, I mean, it makes the news every year. They put out this catalog with like the most ridiculous gifts, you know, like an actual submarine, or like a solid gold Learjet, or like his and hers Jaguars, and you know, or like, you know, totally ridiculous gifts that, like, you know, no one would ever buy, or maybe they would if they had stupid money. You know, a Mr. Potato Head totally studded in real diamonds, or, you know, stupid stuff that, like, okay, maybe a couple of things would sell out of that catalog, but everyone loves to flip through it and like laugh about it and make fun of it. But okay, so that's the kind of department store Neiman Marcus is, and the very, very first one is right here in downtown Dallas. And apparently, you know, they cater to a lot of, you know, old school oil money Dallas people. And I didn't know this, but apparently it's the kind of department store that people still, I didn't know people did this, but apparently you get dressed up to go shopping in. And if you don't know me, I am super cash, like super cash, t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. And so guess what? That's what I was dressed in that day. T-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops, you know? So I walk in and the sales lady, and now I can't do a Texas drawl, but I walk in and the first thing the sales lady says to me is, bless your heart, don't you look comfortable? And, you know, I'm totally unfazed. And you know what, honestly, I probably didn't even get the hint. I was just like, yes, ma'am. And I just kept walking right in. And you know what, honestly, my saving grace was probably, okay, I could be super cash, but I do like a good designer handbag. So I probably had one of my Louis Vuitton bags with me, and I'm sure I had a nice watch on, like not this watch, but like a different watch. So I'm sure if I didn't have those things, because people in Dallas do notice these things, but I'm sure if I didn't have those things, she probably would have shooed me out real quick. But since I did, that was probably my entrance in, but it was funny that she did say that to me, because prior to that, it was always a big running joke that in the South, any woman that starts anything with "bless your heart" is usually about to follow it up with something insulting, but that's their like charming way of being nice to you. But yeah, it was funny. And, you know, thinking about it, you know, 20-year-old me, if that was said to me then, I probably would have been mortified. But 40-year-old me was totally unfazed, didn't really care, walked right in. But, you know, it was just funny. That's the sort of pretension this department store had, you know? I mean, come on, you're a department store. You're trying to get people to buy stuff, you know? I mean, does it really matter how you're dressed? Or yeah, anyways. But yeah, that's my funny Dallas story. But my husband got a big kick out of that, because I mean, that's always been, he's so patient with me. But you know, I mean, here's my husband, my Harvard educated corporate finance guy husband, you know, and his wife, who never dresses the part of the wife of one. But you know, one day I'll grow up and play the role. But for now, I'll be me. Yeah, I still always laugh about that story. But yeah, that's my Neiman Marcus story. But you know what? I heard they filed for bankruptcy this year. So, you know, maybe they should be nicer to the people who walk in with shorts. Just saying. But anyways. But yeah, you know, if you can tell from me talking, I'm not from Texas originally. I was born in downtown Los Angeles. Lived there basically all my life up until about 18 years ago, when we moved here for my husband's job, and have been here ever since. But, you know, stories about me growing up in California, that'll be for a different day. How I got started in diamond painting. You know, I have always been into cross stitch. Loved cross stitch, still love cross stitch. Did all the big stuff, the chatelaines, the mirabilias, lavender and lace, all that stuff. I have like a million WIPs that I'm still working on. And you know, about 2 years ago, started seeing Facebook ads for diamond painting, you know, and caught my eye. But I was like, you know, probably like most people, I'm like, oh, you know, last thing I need is a new hobby, you know, especially with cross stitch. It takes up so much of my time, and do I really want a new hobby that's gonna like take away from my cross stitching? So, you know, didn't really do much with that. Just kept seeing the ads. Then one day in Walmart, I seen her diamond dots or leisure arts, but found a partial, I think of like a French bulldog or something. It was on clearance for like $3, total steal. So I bought it and totally fell in love with it, and the rest is history, you know. Discovered AliExpress, gave a ton of money to AliExpress, you know, then totally did everything backwards, really. Bought some stuff from Paint with Diamonds, and then went to YouTube. Found a bunch of stuff on YouTube, learned a lot on YouTube, and actually didn't get into Diamond Art Club until just this past September. And now I'm just kind of going through my stash and, you know, being a little more selective on where I buy my diamond paintings. But that's not to say that I don't have a lot of AliExpress and double-sided tape and lots of things to go through and still work through, because like everybody else, I wanted all the things and I got all the things, and yeah, here we are. But you know, that's my story. So yeah, that's pretty much the short story for me. But you know, hope you guys like that, and hope you guys end up sticking around. I'd love to have you guys see more of what I'm doing, and maybe show you guys some stash and get you guys to know Maui a lot. You're gonna see Maui a lot. He's my baby, and I love him a lot. So get ready. And yeah. Anyway, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye, everyone.